While it is basically a scientific fact that when you think Muln Automotive stock is going to go up, it goes down, there could be a real reason for the stock to actually pop when the markets reopen on Tuesday.
Send it to the frickin' moon, idiot.
Hi again, everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So this video, I'm going to come at you with a bit of a theory about why I think Muln Automotive could potentially really pop when the markets resume on Tuesday. Now, obviously, the fact that Muln always seems to go down, this becomes a bit conspiratorial, so I should look the part and put my hood on to hide my identity somewhat. Anyway, so Muln Automotive obviously had a big sell-off on Thursday, dropping about 15% or 15 cents on the day to close the day at 81 cents per share. Now, what's worth noting here is that Muln Automotive is a stock that kind of obviously follows the trends of the market as well as its own news. And so what that means is when the market is down, Muln is really down. When the market goes up, Muln tends to go up at least partly. Anyway, so what could actually really drive Muln up right now is if there is actually a breakthrough in the macro environment where the US debt ceiling is somewhat solved. I'll take this off, it's getting really hard to talk. Anyway, so if the debt ceiling crisis is kind of solved perhaps by Tuesday, there's a real chance that Muln could actually, and the broader market in general, could actually go for a bit of a ride up. Now, Muln also has a couple of other little bits under its engine which could really pop the stock. So given that it had a big sell-off on Friday, it has now replaced itself on the SSR list, the short seller restricted list, which means that short sellers cannot buy in on the day and sell at a lower price on the day. There is a restriction on them. They can buy into the stock, but they can't exit at a profitable point. However, existing shorts can leave the stock. Now, this gets a little bit more interesting because while Muln was on this list last week on a few occasions, the short interest in the stock wasn't as high as it is today. Today, it's around 20%, and there is less than one market day to cover, and there is still quite a strong cost to borrow fee around the 80% mark. So there is actually a bit of firepower there that could actually push the stock up. Now, we also have to talk about catalysts, obviously, with Muln, and the big one we're all looking out for is what's going on with Hardge, Lawrence of Arabia, as we're calling him, in the Middle East at the moment. So Lawrence Hardge basically confirmed some of the stuff that was talked about on the Financial Journey YouTube channel, where there was sort of said that the deal in the Middle East is likely to be settled, by Monday or Tuesday. So Sunday, we're coming to Sunday now, US time. It's Sunday not here where I live. It's basically Monday. So we're in a different time zone, but Sunday in the US, it's going to be Sunday in the Saudi Arabia, and Sunday is the start of the business week. It's the equivalent of Monday, so there is the possibility that a decision could actually come out today regarding this big Saudi deal or Middle East deal. Now, the scope of the deal, we don't really know how big it's going to be, but from the details that have been kind of confirmed, and Lawrence Hardge hasn't actually tried to deny any of what's been said. He's kind of basically just, confirmed or given credence to what's been said. But they said it's going to be, at least for Muln, 10 times bigger than what they have done so far. So to date, they've done about $279 million worth of sales. So 10xing that for Muln is going to equate to about 2.79 billion, or we'll say 2.8 billion, roughly speaking, which puts the deal at $5.6 billion because Lawrence Hardge has a 50% stake in it as a sort of rough workaround for what this deal is going to be worth. It's expected to be beyond, so it could be up to that $10 billion mark that has been touted, but who knows. Now, if we throw this into the mix, if this is confirmed before markets open on Tuesday, given the number of shorts in the stock and the fact that they can't, more shorting can't happen, shorts will have to exit. And, if there's a fixing up of the debt ceiling crisis, which, they say there's only about 8 days left of money and that there's a deal in principle between the Republicans and the Democrats at the moment, we could really be in for a bit of, fireworks for Muln stock come Tuesday. Of course, this is all speculation and, no one really knows what's going to happen with the market, but it's always nice to have these little conspiracy theory moments over long weekends because, there's no market action, so there's not much else to talk about. Anyway, I just thought I'd close with one other final thought about this supposed Saudi deal that goes down. So if this Saudi deal is confirmed, What I think is going to actually happen for Muln Automotive is the MAEO joint venture with Hardge is going to actually become their real focus for the remainder of the year, because this is going to represent the biggest deal that they have done to date. And obviously there's going to be a lot of work needed to go into ramp up production and facilities. So I think that any sort of capital towards future growth is going to actually be channeled towards this project. There is a high likelihood that there will be some money come in from Saudi Arabia and whatever other countries being a part of this program to help ramp up and scale the project. But in terms of Mullen's input, they will probably actually be focusing on rolling this out, because this is going to represent more than they can probably do in sales for the remainder of the year. So this will be their front focus, I believe. Now, in the event that this deal doesn't go down, it's going to be a real kick in the nuts for Mullen stockholders. I think we could see, further capitulation. This is like, there's a lot hanging on this deal in terms of confidence. Mullen shareholders have been like smashed in the past by, poor management decisions, dilution. We have a CEO who's not willing to put his own money into the stock. He only takes shares that are issued to him through his CEO package. So, we kind of really need something that's going to at least give the stock a bit of a short-term boost. Now, obviously, I know that people invest in Mullen for different reasons. Some people buy in for a bit of a short-term run. Some people are in it because they believe in the long-term value of the company. Some people just are in it because they want to short the stock and they, the moss under a rock. Just kidding. You can do what you want. At the end of the day, is like everyone's got their own reasons for investing in Mullen. But, if you have been looking to make money off Mullen, it's been a very painful journey. So this is actually something that could actually go the way of the Mullen shareholders. And, so there's a lot clinging to it. I feel like if this doesn't work out for Mullen, it's going to be real painful. And I think we're going to see like a lot of, negative pressure on the stock. It's going to take a bit to turn around. But, if it doesn't work out, there's always the chance that there's going to be another deal going forward. And we've got to remember that Mullen, in terms of its automobile business, it's actually starting to ramp things up. So things are actually operationally getting a bit better. They're a little bit tight when it comes to cash, but, that's kind of where we're at the moment. Anyway, just a couple of thoughts leading into Sunday. Share yours in the comments. I love hearing what people have to say about Mullen. Do you think the deal's going to go down before Tuesday? Do you think it's going to go down at all? What happens if the deal doesn't go down? Share it down there. Till next time, everyone, have a great long weekend, or have a great Sunday, or have a great Monday if you live in Australia, and may the markets trade in your favour. Cheers.